Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Now let's talk about suspension. It is the foundation of your vehicle. If you don't have good suspension, you can't do much with your vehicle. Let's talk about the importance of suspension. Now Lou, you're with Alcan Spring. What are the reasons you want to have a good, sturdy suspension on your vehicle?
Well, number one, to give it a good ride, to be able to carry the weight, to get out, and most importantly, to get back home.
Get back home is one of the most important things of all. At Alcan Spring, what are some of the things you do over the OEM suspension that people might find that's going to make it better?
So number one is the steel that we use is American-made steel. The same mill has built our steel for over 40 years, so we know what we're going to get. The other thing is we build a multi-leaf progressive spring that will increase height, it will increase weight capacity upon customer's request.
So how are you building systems? This isn't just a one-size-fits-all deal. These are all custom, right?
These are all custom-made spring. If a customer requires extra weight capacity in their spring to carry a bunch of gear, tools, different things like that, or if they want the vehicle lifted up off the ground to add more clearance underneath the truck, we can do that too.
So what kind of things do you need to know from a customer when they want to get new suspension?
Basically make, model, how much the vehicle weighs. Scale weights are a great idea, and how much lift they want to go with.
And no doubt what they're going to use it for.
And what they're going to use it for.
Got it. So this Tacoma is a sensational build. Here's a photo of the original, what it looked like when you first got the thing with 300 miles on it, and you started cutting on it, and you started doing modifications. And of course, it starts with the suspension. So let's talk about what you've done to the suspension here.
So with this Tacoma, we relocated the shocks. We used a custom valved 12-inch travel shock. We went spring under axle, multi-leaf progressive spring with the hydro bump and the remote reservoir, fully adjustable.
The thing that makes your springs unique is the orbit eye. How does that work?
So the orbit eye actually allows the spring to articulate 46 degrees. It is by option.
Gotcha, but it is enables you to have a lot more flexibility, a lot more travel, which is super important.
A lot more flex.
Now let's talk about springs here. Now this one, made in China, it says it right there. So this is something that you're going to get on just about every trailer that's running out there when it comes off the line. And what are some things about this that make it no bueno?
So as you know, first off, plastic bushings, they wear out in 2 weeks.
And those feel like the plastic you'd have like on a milk jug. This is
yeah, it's crazy. Right. Another thing is that where that second leaf ends, way short of the eye of the spring, that's where they always break.
And so the weight of your entire vehicle is really just resting on this piece of metal right there, and
that's
it can shear right off. That'll get you stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and that is trouble. So let's look at a spring from Alcan Spring, made in the USA right there, out of US steel. And what are some features here that make it better than that Chinese spring right there?
So we use the same diameter bushing, but it's brass. And then also we bring that second leaf so it supports the eye. We've got big, heavy, nice wraps. And this spring is actually designed 2 inches wide, and then we neck the eyes down to fit the stock hangers.
Gotcha, so this is just kind of a bolt-on option.
It's a bolt-on, it will bolt right on any of your heavy camp trailers.
Very cool. Of course, you specialize in the leaf springs, which is going to be on the rear, but you can also provide everything people need for front suspension. What's on this Tacoma?
Total chaos, upper and lower control arms on this specific vehicle, then the custom Radflow coilover that is custom valve, custom length, we're all fully adjustable. So you get all of the best suspension possible to get out, get around, and get back home.
How many of your customers are bringing their vehicle to you? And then what can you provide for folks that don't want to bring the vehicle in to see you?
So a lot of the customers that we have do bring us their vehicles, which we do complete builds, or you have the DIY people that we can provide all the parts necessary, send them to them. We ship all over the world, and they can install, and we're happy to help.
And when you say all the parts, it's not just suspension. You can do anything folks want to do for an off-road vehicle, right?
Anything that a person wants, we can provide.
So you're talking overlanders, off-roaders, even some racers are using springs from Alcan
That's
Springs.
Right. We have a lot of King of the Hammers guys, Circle Track, and of course, you know, overlanders is huge.
Believe me, if you get a spring from Alcan Springs, it's going to be way better than the OEM, and it's going to be tailor-made to the application that you need. It's a better ride, it's a safer ride, and it's going to get you home. AlcanSpring.com is the place to go for this and a whole lot more. And you can find more Motorhead Garage and more cool products when we come back. Motorhead Garage is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. And by POR 15, the ultimate in rust and corrosion protection and prevention.
When it comes to your fuel systems or your air conditioning systems, pressure is key. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. We're going to talk about fuel injection and AC systems. Let's start with the AC system. How does it work in your car? Well, it all starts right here at the compressor. Now, the compressor actually sends it down to a condenser in the front of the car. That's that big thing in front of the radiator. Then we go through some kind of receiver dryer, flow control vise, over to an evaporator, and back to the compressor. I know that's pretty complex, but check it out. I actually have a running demo right here, and this is pretty awesome. So I can show you how it works in live action. So what's going on is we're changing pressures and we're changing states. So our compressor's right here, and what the compressor's doing, it's changing that high pressure gas into hot gas. And what it does, it sends it over to this condenser on the front of the car. Now the condenser, it's like your mirror in the bathroom. What happens is we dissipate that heat, and now it turns into a liquid. And once we get that liquid, well, we send it over to some kind of control device. It may be an orifice tube, it may be a TXV, but we go through the control device, and that changes it from a high pressure to a low pressure, but still a liquid. Then what happens is we go to the evaporator, and when we go to the evaporator, we're going to change it back into a gas, low pressure gas, back to the compressor.
Hey, look what I found.
Man, you know what? That's perfect because our AC pressures have to be exact, and so do fuel pressures. You got all the fuel injectors. You know, it started there with the throttle body injection. That was about 13 PSI, not a lot going on there. Then we went to the multi-port. That was 40 to about 50 or 60 PSI, but man, then we went to direct injection. Now our direct injection, that could be up to 3,000 PSI. Len diesels, whoo, 50, 60,000 PSI. Those fuel systems, pressure is critical.
Pressure is critical, and the X factor involved in a fuel system is we're burning fuel from an outside source. It might have been stored in a tank, it's been transferred several times. Point is, there could be some dirt in there. So it's very important today more than ever that you're making sure you're treating your fuel system with some type of an additive.
Now, I know we're cleaning the fuel system, but what about the injectors, man? We need that good spray pattern with that pressure.
That's correct, and that's really key, because if you maintain the spray pattern, you maintain the performance and the fuel efficiency that everybody's looking for.
Man, speaking of that, you know, AC pressures affect AC systems, but it's even more important when it comes to the fuel system. Keep your engine operating at optimal performance by going to amsoil.com.
It's a 1966 U13 Bronco. The U13 was built to compete with the Jeep Wrangler, and it has a fold-down windshield on it. Got a 170 cubic inch six-cylinder engine in it, 3-speed transmission. This one has a live PTO Koenig winch set up in it. You actually start the vehicle, put the transfer case in neutral, and it's got a second shift on the side. You put it in gear, and you run the winch with the gear shift. This particular U13, the 66, had silver mist interior in it. The dash was collar keyed to the same color only that year. They've got one-off hubcaps on them. I've seen guys pay as much as $1,000 for a hubcap. No parking lights. It's got a teardrop tailgate on it. It's different than the 67 and up. They changed the taillights out on it. It's got square in cut bumpers on it. All kind of options. They were made this way with plastic fiberglass inserts. No doors, no top. Just the way you see this one's the way it came off the showroom floor. In the 3 years that they made the U13, they only made 4,090. Lately, we found out that there's probably only a couple hundred of those left, and out of that, there's probably 65 to 70 of them in running condition. Built to this quality, there's probably less than 15 or 20 of them. There's evidence of a few around have sold for over 100,000 now. I bought it 2 years ago in a salvage yard, took it home and took it completely apart. Every nut and bolt and everything's been completely out of it, and spent about a year and a half on it. Got me addicted into the bronchitis, I guess. And I just play with them all the time. I've probably had 300 of them.
Hey Motorheads, do we have some exciting news for you? Thanks to our friends at Pit Viper Lights. We're giving away a set of 10-foot pit lights. Now those will shine 20,000 lumens worth of lights on your racing pit, your camper, your utility trailer, even your food truck. You'll get the lights plus a storage rack to keep it tidy when you're traveling down the road. Just head on over to motorheadgarage.tv and you'll have a chance to win. And if you enter the code Motorhead with an exclamation point, you'll get 5 extra entries. We'll announce the winner on an upcoming episode and on our social media. Let's say you've got a dually like this and maybe you're hauling around a fifth wheel. You know that that can be hazardous and it can also be a huge hassle. There's a lot of problems that can be associated with towing, Jeremy, but Demco Products has a lot of solutions for us. Now let's talk in particular about the short beds.
Sure.
If you've got a short bed truck, what are some of the hazards you can run into?
So if you have a short bed truck with a stationary hitch and you go make a turn, the front cap of the fifth wheel can actually hit the back of the cab of the coach. Bust out the window, cause some damage to the truck, the trailer as well.
That can make for a real bad day.
Yes, a very bad day.
So how
expensive day.
How has Demco Products solved that problem?
So we have our Auto Slide series here, and what we have is our 21K. And one thing that we do that's a little bit different than everyone else is we have it an auto slide feature. So the pin box actually catches onto these side plates and it turns the head of the hitch and moves it towards the back of the bed of the truck. That way you're not hitting the back window and damaging things.
And that's remarkable, and a super cheap insurance policy as well here.
Oh, sure.
Let's talk about security as well. The way your fifth wheel actually hitches to this is unique.
It is unique. So what we do a little bit different than everyone else. Traditionally they did kind of like a crab claw jaw. And with ours, as you can see here, it's a full wraparound jaw with an additional locking bar. So what you have is about 2 3/4 inches of steel, actually keeping that secured to the truck itself. So it's an auto latching feature. As you can see, when they back up and they latch in, it hits that mechanism there and it locks it right into place.
That's the most secure thing I've ever seen. That's very cool. I know an issue also that a lot of folks have when they're hooking up either from a bumper tow or a fifth wheel, different heights for different trailers or different trucks.
Very true.
How do you deal with that at Demco?
So with all of our hitches, we have a built-in height adjustment. So they don't need to add in additional pieces to it to get the right height that they need. And that's all built in on these side plates that we have here.
I know a lot of newer trucks are coming prepped for fifth wheels. How do you contend with that?
So what Demco has done just in the last year and a half is we have Ford, Chevy, and Dodge prep package applications. It's all on the side plates here. So the nice thing about it is if someone already has an ISR hitch, they can actually buy, say, the Ford one if they bought a Ford with that prep package, and they can swap out the side plates and be ready to go with their existing hitch.
I know you're thinking you already want one of these. Stay tuned. We're going to have a QR code on the screen for a special offer for our Motorhead Garage viewers. And I know you're going to want one after you look at this too. Check out the Recon here and tell me what makes the Recon special.
So the Recon is a lightweight hitch and it's built of 3 pieces. So you can actually take this apart piece by piece to make it easier to get in and out of the truck. Right here what we have is our goose ball application. It goes over a 2 5/16 ball. And you torque it down to the bed, you set your height adjustment, throw the head on it, and you're ready to tow.
And that's it.
That's it.
And as far as installation, getting my truck ready to put this in, what do I need to do?
You'd have to have a goose ball in the bed of your truck, a 2 5/16 ball. So if you don't have that, you would want to get that. A lot of the prep packages that come from manufacturer are already having that existing ball application in the bed.
And we saw you install it here earlier with your buddy Mike.
Right.
And in and out in no time at all. How is that convenient for folks that maybe aren't towing full time?
Oh, the beautiful thing about the lightweight of this and the ease of install and removal is you get to have your truck bed. I know a lot of guys want to be able to, throw the four-wheeler in the back and go four-wheeling over the weekend or something like that. They get to have their truck bed.
And it's light enough you can do it by yourself, easier if you do it with a friend as well.
Exactly.
Now, this is 21K, so it means you can tow 21,000 pounds. What kind of range are we talking about? How many different models do you make?
Oh, we make 4 different models. We've got our Recon Goose, we've got a recessed Goose for that flatbed truck where they've got the recessed ball in the bed. We also have industry standard rails, so if you already have rails in your bed, you can drop it right into that. And then just recently we came up with a manual slider. It'll actually slide 14 inches to the back of the truck. So speaking of not busting out that back window, we have that available in a lightweight application as well.
We know the features are great. We know it's convenient to have one of these. Talk about the construction. How do they know there's quality construction going into this?
So this is made in Boynton, Iowa by U.S. workers. and it is made with U.S. steel. And if you look at any of our hitches, you'll see the nice thickness of the steel and the over-engineering of how we do it. So it's a good quality product.
And the welds look fantastic. What about a warranty?
A warranty, we've got 5-year warranty, so we stand behind our product.
Motorhead Garage returns in just a few moments, so keep it right here. Motorhead Garage is brought to you by Molly Motorsport. We shape future mobility. Ion Classic, the best way to document your restorations. And by Lincoln Electric, the world leader in arc welding, robotic welding systems, plasma and oxy-fuel cutting. If you've watched the last couple of weeks, you've seen this car. Well, now meet the driver. He's 17-year-old Jesse Farmer, and he is our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. Now, this Mustang is twice as old as Jesse, and Jesse drives it to and from high school every single day. His mom and dad, Brad and Tracy, tell me they took Jesse to a car show last year. That's where he saw a Fox Body Mustang, and he was instantly in love. After a bit of a search, they found this 1990 Mustang GT, and you can bet that Jesse's going to keep it looking great because he's taking auto body classes in high school, so that thing is going to look great for a long, long time. Jesse Farmer, Fox Body Fanatic, and our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. Be like Jesse. Send us your story at MotorheadGarage.tv. You could be our Motorhead of the Week. Once again, here's a sneak preview of our brand new Muscle Car TV series. You can stream it just about anywhere.
Once we get the body in the shop, the first thing we do is we media blast it to bare metal so we know what kind of a foundation we have, etch prime it, and then take it to the body shop. Andreas is, frankly, the best body man I've ever seen, probably the best body man I've ever heard of. He's from Spain. He's on here on a visa. We're very lucky to have him. A great guy, super talented, and a lot like Richard, he knows a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of experience, but he's also very intuitive. There are things that he figures out that he's never done before, and then you watch what he's done, and it's amazing.
Andreas is awesome. I've never seen somebody that can manipulate and make metal work the way he does. And he does it so effortlessly. I mean, it's just, he can see something and go, no, that's wrong. I mean, he can just see it and fix it. And it's really remarkable on how he does stuff.
I come from Spain because my wife is teacher in Spanish, and she applied for teaching here. And yeah, she got it, and I came with her. On cars, more than 20 years, all my life. One of the reasons is, yeah, my father, because he liked cars all his life, and all my family like cars. And then I started to fix some cars, some motorcycles when I was young. And I'm the only one in my family that works on cars. I like all the steps, doing body work, but yeah, I prefer doing the metal. When I saw some cars all rusty, and if this car I need to fix, I'm so excited. I can't wait to start to clean the all rusty and making pieces. Yeah, take all the measures and yeah, enjoy a lot. The co-workers are really good people, and yeah, if you need help, they help you, and me also if they need help, and yeah, really good people.
All right, Andreas is to the point now where he's gapping all the gaps on the car. He likes to use calipers. That way we have the perfect gap all the way throughout the whole car. If you don't have calipers, you can use a couple of shims. I just tape the ends together. That way you slide them in, it's a perfect fit. This is where we pretty much like the way our gaps are, because nowadays with the new cars, the gaps are always really perfect. So we just slide it around, like on the doors and everything, so everything all the way through is perfect, all the way down. And that goes throughout the car. Like the back of the door, it's all perfect. That way it just moves freely in between. And that's where we like to start with our gaps. Because later, you don't want a bunch of Bondo buildup on your edges. Because if you nick it going in the car or whatever, you'll chip your edge here. So we like to try to bring them out and match them up as close as possible before the Bondo process. Back in the day, all the gaps on the car, they weren't the standard for any of it. So you'd have a big gap here, you could probably stick your pinky in. You come up here and your gaps would be really close and you couldn't get anything and it'd almost be rubbing. Depending on who was building the car, throwing the panels on, it could be a Friday at 5 car and they were trying to get out of the plant and they were just throwing the panels on the car to get it out. We really can't do that anymore. Now when you walk into a car show, if you don't notice big gaps and all that, everything's right. So now this is the way we get all the gaps perfect throughout the car.
That is going to do it for this episode of Motorhead Garage. We're going to do it again in 7 days. We sure hope you join us then. In the meantime, you can find episodes of Motorhead Garage anywhere you stream shows. From our entire crew here, we will see you next week. Until then, drive safely.